Welcome back to the Double Play. My name is Dax Sagaro,
And I'm MC.
and today we're talking about an important time in the sports calendar, and that's the NBA playoffs. Now, before we get into the NBA playoffs, I do want to cover a more personal question for you. Because we grew up together, but the audience didn't grow up with you. But I'm just gonna ask, what does the playoffs mean to you?
So, I mean, growing up, dude, for us, I think basketball was always our favorite sport. And just seeing, growing up with Kobe, the Celtics, we were around 8, 7, 6 years old in that time period. And then in our prime years, when we started really appreciating sports, when we were 11, 12, 13, 14, we had the ability to watch the Miami Heat, the LeBron, the Heatles era, the Big Three era. And that was just one of the best times of my life being a sports fan. I think about the the Harlem Shake. I think about
Oh my
LeBron, the decision. I think about the alley oops to Wade LeBron, the laughs, the post game interviews. But when playoff time came around, it was a different mode. It was zero dark 30 mode,
man.
and I think that time period watching LeBron and Wade and Bosh and all those guys face off just made me appreciate the game, made me appreciate what a playoff environment was. Because that was honestly my first like time experiencing what a playoff environment was in any sport.
Yeah.
Remember, we went to the 2011 NBA Finals, the
Yeah.
game we lost to Dirk and the Mavericks, and
Hmm.
then we went to many other playoff games after that against the Celtics and so on. But some of our core memories as basketball fans and sports fans come from the NBA playoffs. So it's a big event for us every year, and I'm excited for this one, bro. But what does the playoffs mean to you? I mean, I don't know.
So we grew up in a baseball household. We played our whole life. Um, so that was always something to watch. But for me, as the younger brother, that was just kind of instilled onto me, baseball. But I don't know, bro. I was just always drawn to basketball more. Growing up, that was just my favorite sport. It was my favorite sport to watch. And then it was easily my favorite sport to play
Yeah,
because baseball was not an easy one. And basketball was one that brought me closer to people and closer to my classmates and it was just something that we did after school as well. So it was definitely the biggest sport of my life growing up, outside of baseball. And because of the Heat, growing up through that, I mean, that's why it was my favorite sport. LeBron, Wade, Bosh, like just that whole crew made it my favorite sport. Um, so that,
how about one shoe Mike Miller,
oh my God, Norris Cole,
Shane Battier,
Dexter Pittman. Remember when they pranked him and stuff? Whatever.
Dexter?
That's just such a special team to me. Yeah, it's just you had to live it to experience it. But um, but yeah, I mean, I think let's talk about. I think we're reminiscing, but let's talk about this landscape, right, of this playoffs. This is a great one. I actually think every team in this playoffs is great. I don't think there's really an outlier. Like I don't think there's like like this team sucks. Like they shouldn't be here. Um, I think there are mismatches. I think there are mismatches. 100%, as there will be in the first round, 100%. But I don't think there's a team that's like, oh yeah, they're bad. I think the play-in teams are even good. So
I think this is the most competitive the NBA has been in a while, bro.
yeah, I agree.
You know, it's kind of you're out of the super team era. I think. I mean, I guess you can argue Thunder, but I don't. I think they're in jeopardy. I don't think it's just automatic like it was with the Warriors back then. I don't think it's like that. So
Yeah,
it's fun. It's a fun era that we're getting into right now. A lot of young, a lot of old guys leaving, a lot of uncertainty.
yeah.
But with that being said, you know, like I said, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of question marks. Who is your villain team of this playoffs?
A villain has to be a Thunder. It has to be the Thunder, and I'll tell you why. Well, let's just start off with the fact that they're just the defending champs. They're not underdogs anymore. Last year, it was kind of like feel good, rise, young squad. Will they win it? It's a young squad. Everyone was like, "Yay!" Like they won for the first time. They're young. Nah, that that honeymoon phase is over. Unfortunately, now it's that young Lowell team's gone. Now they're the team that everyone wants to knock off. You know, and um, obviously we can talk about last year. What we can also talk about this year, and they have obviously the best record in the league. Um, and it's just like the one thing that adds the layer, not just last year and how dominant they are this year. It's Shea. It's Shea. I mean, he's become the cold-blooded superstar that everyone loves to hate. And I
It's a good point, bro.
I think especially with the MVP race, which we'll get into more in depth later. Some people do think he deserves it, some might not. And I think that adds a little fuel to the fire in terms of the hatred towards the Thunder that I think makes him even more villains. Like, oh, he shouldn't be getting an MVP again. So like that whole debate is a whole other thing. And then, bro, it's not just Shea. It's you can have Shea out for a couple games and they'll probably win a series.
Yeah.
Um, just because the depth. I mean, they had no Jalen Williams throughout the season a lot. They have multiple All Stars outside of Jay. Chet was an All Star this year,
I
so
think
it's just
Caruso coming off the bench alone is just
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And then I think just my last point to the fact that they're villains, just they have the Clippers first round pick this year as well. So
That's awesome.
which could be a jump to like a maybe top four pick because of the lottery pool. So that
That'd
would
be
be
that'd be crazy.
yeah, that would be crazy. But let's just hope that doesn't happen. But
Yeah,
the Clippers organization is just such a joke. I mean, we're gonna talk about the play-in.
they're cursed.
Um, they're 100% cursed. I mean, yeah, that Paul George trade is arguably the worst trade of all time. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Clippers. The Clippers are a joke. That's my villains. I think it's pretty obvious. You don't have OKC?
So I was thinking OKC, but at least me and I think other people will agree with me on this. I think they're very, bro. They're kids, and like the way they are, they're a brotherhood. And like at least me, I don't know. I appreciate that, and I love how well connected they are. They're actually boys. They're all like best friends. It seems like they're making TikToks. They're laughing together. When they're on the court, it's just straight chemistry. But you did raise a good point about like Shea and all of the controversy he gets about free throw merchant, all this stuff. So I guess I can definitely see it. Defending champ, the Shea slander. I totally get why you have him as the villain. But because of what I said, like I just appreciate the way they play. I appreciate their bond. They're all likable players. So they weren't the villains for me. My villain of these playoffs is the Boston Celtics. I think they are hungry from last year's loss against the Knicks, which we were there. The stadium erupted after. That was years in the making that those Knicks fans were waiting for. I mean, they got embarrassed. It was 119 to 81 that game.
That game was actually amazing,
It was awesome, especially us as Heat fans. We hate
and that
the
was
Celtics.
that was just the best first game at the Garden because that
Yeah,
was our first Madison Square Garden experience, and they eliminated the Celtics
yeah,
to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. And that was just like,
it was awesome.
yeah,
But with that being said, I think that loss left a sour taste in their mouth. I think it leaves them with like we have unfinished business here.
yeah,
Tatum got hurt. They last year they had the team to win it. There's no doubt. They're a title contending team every single year. But I think they've always been the villain of the East, dating back to, I mean, you can go back to the 70s, 80s, but
yeah,
just in our lifetime, I mean, you go back to the Garnett days in the 2000s and then all the way throughout, they've
yeah.
always been the villain. They have a reputation of the most arrogant fan base in sports. They let you hear about those 18 rings. They're snobby, they're loud, they're proud. So at the end of the day, this was supposed to be an off year for them. There was Tatum missed almost the entire year. I think he only played in 16 games. yet they still go and get the 2 seed in the East. And I see them being the favorite and the Goliath in every series moving forward. The Knicks, it might be a close one, but I see the Boston just, they're always a villain in my eyes. Maybe I'm biased, but they're my villain this year's playoffs
Yeah.
for sure.
They're always going to be the villains to me.
Yeah,
They're always going to be the villains to me. You know, especially as a Heat fan. But who doesn't hate the Boston Celtics? Everybody hates them. You know.
that's why. I know
Um,
I'm partially biased, but they're villains to me, bro. And this year, I don't know. There's
they're
something about them.
as much as I hate them, bro. I really have to give them credit, bro, because they're always good. Bro.
Never count them out.
They're always good, and I think Joe Mazzulla will win Coach of the Year this year.
He's favored, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
badass coach. I think I
Um.
predicted that.
Yeah.
He's just straight business. He doesn't fuck around.
Nah. Nah.
But with that being said, we got a bunch of good teams in the playoffs. You got a bunch of question marks in who you're gonna trust. There's a lot of there's guys that you can't trust, there's guys that you do trust in every team in every sport. In these playoffs, in 2026 NBA playoffs, who is the one player that you do not trust in this playoff run?
Who I don't trust.
Yeah, but game on the line. Who's a player that you just do not trust giving the
Okay.
ball to,
Yeah.
or just in general?
I was ready to follow up with Shea as the person that I do trust.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Who is the one player that you do trust in this playoffs run?
Yeah, I think Shea's so clutch. Shea's really clutch. Like I trust him with the rock. He's efficient. Like I don't know. I think he's cold blooded. To answer your question though, right? I mean, who I don't
No, no,
trust.
no. Well, let's stick with the do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Shea. I mean, I definitely trust him more than anybody. Um, I mean, I would say LeBron, but like there's all like obviously like that age to consider. He's just past his prime, even though he's still balling.
Yeah,
Um, Jokic. I mean, it's hard not to say him.
but your
You know,
guy is Shea. You're
but my
saying
guy's Shea. Yeah.
sure. My one player that I do trust in this playoff run, in this playoff picture, the one guy game in the line. Who am I giving the rock to in the entire playoffs? It's Jalen Brunson.
Wow.
Jalen Brunson. There's no other way to put it. He has the dog in him, bro. Like everybody's seen it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
He averaged 5.7 clutch points per game this year. I believe it was second highest in the NBA. Clutchest Player of the Year award last season. And he has teammates like Josh Hart and all these other guys who you can see they trust in him. Game on the line, they're giving the ball to him. Their whole team just confides in him in those moments, and that's a big part, bro. I think a lot of teams, a lot of players need that. You know what I mean? They need to feel that their teammates can trust in them,
Of course.
so they could take those shots with confidence. Um, and Brunson holds like a pretty impressive mark in the history. He's averaging 13.3 fourth quarter points in the 2025 playoffs.
Really.
Last season, that was 13.3 fourth quarter points,
That's a crazy stat,
and he
actually.
surpassed Michael Jordan and Kobe. So it was the highest ever, I believe, where in the most points in a fourth quarter.
Nah, he's a dog.
And dude, yeah, I think he's, in my opinion, the most underrated player in the sport, and he's just an absolute dog, bro. So that's my guy. But
Yeah, you love him.
now let's talk about a player you don't trust. Who's someone that gives you uncertainty?
Do you have an answer?
Of course,
All right, you go. I'll let you start.
this is a player that I've always respected him as an individual, but as an individual talent. But when it comes to a pure basketball player, I do not have respect for him, and his name is James Harden. I, you know, when I think of James Harden, I think of the guy that shows up to early camp fat and out of shape, a guy who is always partying, clubbing, and when the time comes to put the big boy pants in the clutch, he disappears. And history says that, bro. It shows it. 2 for 11. I'm sorry. In his last 13 playoff elimination games, he's 2-11. Okay. I think that alone is horrible, but I got more for you.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
In the 2012 finals, let's start from the beginning. 2012 finals, the Thunder, he shot 37% from the floor the entire finals. Just completely went ghost, and then in the last, he has lost 4 game 7s with 4 different teams. Okay. That's pretty
That's nuts.
that's pretty impressive, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Um, he's a guy that he quit his way out of Houston to go to Brooklyn and join KD. And then shortly after, he quits on KD. KD didn't even know why, but he quit on him also, and he goes to Philly. And then he leaves Philly. And he's just a guy that it's hard for me to respect, with things like that. Um, and he also has another stat: most turnovers in an NBA playoff game ever, with 12 in 2015 against the Warriors.
I remember that.
In 2023,
Wait, 2015?
in 2015 versus the Warriors. In
Yeah,
2023, game 6 and 7 versus Boston to close out the series, they were up 3-2. In game 6 and 7, he shoots 7 for 27 from the floor, 1 from 11 from three, with 10 turnovers, and a plus minus of -40 in those 2 games.
holy
Sells the series. Boston advances. So when it's time to put the big boy pants on in the clutch, it's very safe for me to say I'm not going with James Harden, bro. He's not. Chokers will always be chokers. Winners will be winners. I've always believed in that. He doesn't have that dog in him like that, man.
Yeah, yeah. And that's considering he's never missed a playoff.
Oh no, I don't doubt that.
That guy has every chance there is.
And with that being said, I want to give him credit as an individual player. The guy's one of the best scorers in NBA history. I think he averaged almost 40 points a game back in 2018. Um, he's an unreal talent. But when it comes to how I view James Harden and if I trust him in the clutch, my answer will never be a positive answer.
Well,
Who don't you trust though?
yeah, cause bro, for me, like, you're asking me who I don't trust. Like, I trust James Harden with the Rock. Like, I 100% trust James Harden with the Rock. However, like, if you're talking about, oh, who has performed the worst in terms of people that should be performing, yeah, James Harden's probably the answer. You're asking who I trust, bro. I trust James Harden with the Rock.
In the clutch, after all those stats I mentioned to you,
Bro, I'm just saying, like,
he vanishes.
yes, the past says he doesn't show up. I agree. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, like, I don't trust him at all. Yes, his track record is fucking awful. Um,
I just don't think you can confidently tell me that you can trust him in the playoffs.
yeah, no, I'm confidently no,
He's a choker.
no, but he's one of the greats. So that's why I'm not like
Sure.
gonna be too harsh on him.
But that's a different topic. I agree. He is one of the greats. That's why I give him his
because
flowers.
because it like okay, if you would have said okay, what player has had the worst track record in clutch moments? Yeah, like that would be the answer. But you're asking me who don't I trust like in the playoffs? Yeah, he could be an answer, but for me, like I'd probably lean towards like a I probably leans towards like maybe like a Julius Randle.
So that's your guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll choose Julius Randle. Look, I've seen him look like an all NBA guy in the regular season. Guy's great, bro. 20 plus points averaging, like 5 and 6, probably. Like, dude, he's like an all NBA guy, you know?
Most improved
But
player award.
yeah. But his playoff resume, bro, has some ugly fucking performances with the Knicks, bro. I'm not saying he's always bad because he played pretty good last year with the Timberwolves. But with the Knicks, I don't know if you remember, bro, but that guy just this like he was ready for Cancun.
No,
You don't
yeah.
remember that?
Yeah, of course. I
Bro,
remember
he
him.
was in the Knicks, he was awful.
Yeah.
Um, so he's just one of those guys who, his game looks built for April, but once April comes, it's just not there.
No, I agree.
Um,
He's one of those that sells. It's a good answer. I think he tends to always get a tight butthole in those tight moments, bro.
yeah,
Just what
nah,
type
for
of guy he
sure.
is.
Yeah. Um, but in terms of like, because we can talk about like trust, right? Like, yeah, you trust. Would you say you trust
Not just Brunson.
Brunson? and then you don't trust.
James Harden.
Okay. So then for me, like those are the guys that you wouldn't put your money on, right? Like James Harden,
Nah,
right, and saying like a playoff environment,
never will, because
right?
he's never in his 10
So
plus year career proven that I can trust him.
so let's flip it, right? And then who would you put your money on? Like obviously not like the underdogs, right? Like who who
Yeah,
in this playoff tournament do you see like being like the best upset pick? Like your favorite upset pick of the tournament, I should say, or the playoffs. I don't know. I'm calling it a tournament
my favorite upset pick, and that's a good transition because it is someone that I definitely trust. And
because basically we go from guys that were fading to guys that you would like,
yeah,
for good value.
so like my favorite upset pick of the playoffs, I think would be the Lakers being the Rockets. I think I trust LeBron.
Yeah,
How can I?
yeah.
He it's his last hero run. I like his role right now that Luka's gone. He's the main guy, and that's the role that he's played his entire career, and he's the most comfortable in, and he's always excelled and won in. When he's in that role, it's an automatic finals appearance.
Yeah.
That started switching later on in his career, but he's back in that first option role.
Later on, bro, when Lucas showed up,
Yeah, bro, he's 40 years old.
yeah, I was like recently.
And this is the last time we get to see LeBron probably play in this role because once Luka's back, he respects Luka, and I get that. They have home court advantage.
True.
And I think well they won last night,
Yeah,
which is gonna give them some time for Luka to return.
yeah.
Um, and this is not slander on KD because I love KD, but KD's never won by himself. He's won with the Warriors with Curry. So and outside of him on the Rockets, it's a very, very, very young core with almost no playoff experience. I think they showed the stat. I forgot the amount of games, but it's KD with hundreds of playoff games in his career, and none of them have any playoff experience. Um, and
Yeah, bro. Didn't they get eliminated in the first round last year
the Rockets,
or
I
something like
believe
that?
so. They didn't have KD last year, so it was a completely different team. But point being,
Like they were like, bro, they were like second seeders. I remember, and then
yeah,
they just lost quick. I don't know if it was first, second round, but it was one of them two.
yeah, it could have been first. But point is, I mean, this is the last time probably we'll ever get to see KD versus LeBron in a playoff series. So it's probably my favorite first round series going on right now.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
it's my favorite upset. I believe they were plus 500, going into this series,
Yeah,
and I took it. And I
yeah,
love it, bro.
yeah.
How would I not trust LeBron in this atmosphere? He
No, I
has a
mean,
good supporting cast around him, good enough, I should say.
me too.
So that's my favorite upset. But what's your favorite upset of this playoffs? Who do
Well, I just
you
want to shout out your jersey, bro, because that shit's hard.
2020 finals jersey?
Not only is it hard, it's just
King James,
yeah. Shout out and the Mamba.
the
That shit's
Mamba,
yeah, it's beautiful.
GG.
Um, so yeah, my favorite upset pick, bro. This is like the easiest answer, and it just has to be the Nuggets.
Upsetting who?
Huh?
You're saying
Throughout the playoffs.
just making it far. You're saying
Yeah. Okay, don't get me wrong. Like, look, they have a great record, but like, I'm talking about the team that, like, could have won it all. I think they can upset the Thunder. Yeah, I do. I do think they can upset the Thunder, and it's because they have the best player in the world. I think they have the best player in the world, but not only that, bro, they led the league in points per game this year, with 122. Um, and they already showed the formula in game one. They beat the Timberwolves, and the formula is Jokic plus Curry, or plus Curry plus Murray. And Jamal Murray has been playing out of his mind this year.
it's the best season of his career.
So adding, the this all-time general with a one proven shot maker, it's a recipe for success. We've seen it with the Cavs, with Kyrie and LeBron. We've seen it throughout history with Magic and Kareem, and I mean, the list goes on. So the one thing though for me that I think they can easily upset The Thunder is because, bro, they were there last year. The champions of last year were the Thunder, and they were in a game 7 against the Nuggets. Game 7.
Yeah, I remember.
And guess what? That
What?
team was beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
You had Jamal Murray coming off an illness, right?
Hmm.
From game 6. Then you have Aaron Gordon,
He was
who
banged up.
with the hamstring strain.
Yeah.
And he played game 7, like fucked up.
Yeah.
So they were like, so this case isn't like maybe they can do it. No, this is like they were already there against the team that went on to win it, you know? So
But let me ask you, because you have them being an underdog against the Thunder, but in order to get to that series, they got to play the Spurs. Would you say they're going to be an underdog in that series also, or would they be favored? I don't even know. I'm trying to think. It'd be a tight line.
yeah,
I do agree with you. They're definitely an underdog versus OKC, and
bro, I think it's one of those scenarios that it's just like home court advantage takes the favorite.
well,
I
that
think
mean
it's that tight of a series.
that'd be the Spurs. I think they're the 2 seed.
No, I'm saying like whatever team is home, they're gonna be favored. I think that's that series. I think it's gonna be that good of a series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I think that whole those 3 teams is gonna be the fun part of the West or in the playoffs. You know, OKC, Spurs, and Thunder. Like what happens and who comes out of those? Those are gonna be bloodbaths.
Let's be real, bro. It's the MVP race.
That also, and we'll
It's
touch on
those
that
three.
later.
Yeah.
But
So
so then,
yeah, the fact that they were there last year, Game 7 against the champs, bro, they could easily win it again, like easily.
yeah,
Especially with a healthier and a better Jamal Murray. Like, bro.
yeah, no, it's fair. Let's talk about our conference finals matchups and winners.
Yeah.
Who do you got in the Western Conference finals?
Um, I have the Thunder and the Nuggets.
Yeah, and I'm
Uh,
guessing you
yeah,
have the Nuggets beating them. I think, like you said, that's your upset pick.
that's the finals for me.
It's fair.
For me, those are the two best teams in the league, in my opinion. I think those are the two best players in the league. Um, fuck. For me to choose a winner in that game is or that series, I can see going 7 again. Like I can see that going 7 again easily.
Yeah,
Um, dude, yeah, like Denver could easily beat them, but bro, like just how dominant they were this year, like, it's so hard to fade the Thunder, bro.
it's hard. It is.
Like I just don't even see how someone could just be like, yeah, they're not gonna, they're gonna lose 4 games in a series. I can't even imagine that.
They're that good.
Yeah,
They're that deep. They're just all
they're
around.
that deep, and yeah, bro, like they don't even need their stars. Like they don't even need their star. That's how deep they are.
Bro, they got the first seed and Shea missed a lot of time. Their best player.
Bro, their defense is insane,
Yeah,
and their offense too, bro. It's just
everything.
so. Yeah, yeah, no. So my Western Conference Finals would be Thunder Nuggets. I'll probably have Thunder winning.
But you just told me your upset was Nuggets, so you're backtracking.
What do you mean?
Your favorite upset of the playoffs, you told me was
Favorite
Nuggets.
doesn't mean fucking they're winning it all.
Okay, so I got you.
What, you have the fucking Lakers winning it all?
No, no, I said Lakers over Rockets. Okay, you
Okay, that's
met.
your favorite one. Yeah, my favorite's the Nuggets.
Okay.
Like if I were to give that out, yeah, like I'll definitely tell someone, yo, there's a good chance the Nuggets can win the championship. They're not favored to,
No, for sure. Yeah.
and that's why I'm trying to get that. You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay. So my yeah, for my Western Conference Finals, I got San Antonio Spurs versus Oklahoma City Thunder. I think OKC has sorry, well, OKC we've already talked about enough, but I think San Antonio is all year long. They've just you think they're gonna slow down and they're just hot, but no, that's just their identity, bro. They're a legit team and they're winners. And that franchise in general, they've always won, bro. And I'm gonna talk about him more later, but what Wemby's doing with his team, it's special. And it's not even just him. There's pieces around it. You know, they got the sixth man of the year most likely. They have, Vassell, Castle. They got a great supporting staff. I think they beat the Thunder. I mean, I'm sorry. I think they beat the Nuggets. I think they beat them to advance to the Western Conference Finals. I just think it's too much, bro. Like you can't really score in the paint
Yeah.
against the Spurs.
No.
Wemby's it's almost scientifically on like you can't. He's too big. He's too lengthy. He's too good at defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't. I mean, we were gonna talk about it later, but I'm since you're already at it. Like, I think this is the best defensive player we've ever seen.
I think it's early to say, but I think there's
No,
potential.
no, I'm saying like I think when he retires, people will talk about Wemby as if he's the best defensive player of all time.
Yeah, that's fair. And you can go more into that later, but
Yeah.
bro. And then I think so. My Western Conference Finals matchup would be Spurs versus OKC. And brother, there's one team that the Thunder have struggled with this year, and it's San Antonio. They're 1-4 this season against the Spurs, and that's a big, big, big issue. It seems like a kryptonite.
The Spurs won the NBA Cup, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, point
I thought
is,
they beat the Thunder. Am I tripping?
not sure. I'm not. I don't remember. Hold on. In season,
Bro, yeah, NBA Cup champs.
it was them.
Fucking
No, the Knicks. The Knicks
the
won it.
Knicks beat the Spurs, but the Spurs beat the Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Point is, OKC has had a kryptonite, and I think the Spurs, you know, put that expose them, and I think
Okay,
I got
so
them coming out of the West.
so it's your East.
So my East, I got the Knicks beating the Celtics in the second round, and I have Knicks versus Cavs. I think Cavs. I don't know. I think they they're a team that they always just aren't good enough to make it all the way. But I don't know. I think this year with Harden, ever since they got Harden, a guy that I'm telling you I don't trust, they've been playing better. And it's not just him. They have Mobley, they got D Mitch, they got good players. It's a good team. And I don't know. I think they can handle either Detroit or Orlando pretty well. I think they'll beat either one of them. So that's why I think they'll make it to the conference final. They have a pretty easy route. So yeah, I got Knicks versus the Cavs, and I got the Knicks beating them, bro. I don't trust Harden. I don't trust the Cavs. They're a regular season merchant team. And honestly D Mitch as well. He's never made a conference final in his career, so I got Knicks for Spurs in the finals. That's me. Who do you got in the East?
So you got the NBA Cup rematch.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true. I didn't even think about it that way.
bro, so here's the thing about the East. I my Eastern Conference Finals, I also have the Knicks beating the Celtics.
Yeah.
I do. Um, they have a better their record against them in the regular season is a winning record. I believe it's 3-1. Um, and then on top of that, we were there last year for that elimination. I think they have their number, so I feel pretty confident backing them, especially with that clutch Jalen Brunson. Um, but then I have them playing the Pistons.
Damn. That's a real upset pick right there.
So we were talking about upset picks, brother. They're the first seed in the East, so it's like how could they upset
But they
anybody
will not be favored. If they
against who?
well, if they play the Cavs, I'm pretty sure the Cavs are gonna be favored. I think it'll be tight.
Yeah, it
But
would
I
be
will
tough.
tell you this: if it's Pistons, if the Pistons make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they gotta play either Boston or New York, I can guarantee you they'll be underdogs, 100%,
Oh,
and probably
100%.
and
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
pretty big. I'd say plus two
yeah, yeah,
hundred at
yeah,
least.
yeah. But that's why I went with the Nuggets because they're gonna. I think they'll be underdogs against Thunder.
Yeah.
So
So you got
that's why I
Pistons,
didn't go with the first seed in the East. So I got the Pistons against the
Knicks.
The Knicks. I think the Pistons are this year's Pacers. I think that Cade Cunningham could have a Tyrese Halliburton caliber playoff. Not saying it's gonna happen. I just think he has a talent to do that.
That's Caden them, bro.
That's Cade in him. Monvert,
He's
that's
a
Cade. Monvert, that's Cade in him.
2020 Monverde. That's Caden them,
Yeah.
bro. He's a dog, and they got it. And they no, that's a great team, bro. I
It's a
think that's a
great
great
team.
team.
It's a great team. Um, so I have them winning the East.
It's crazy.
Again,
You
I
got
said it. I said it, bro. They're my Indiana Pacers this year. I think that I think this year we're gonna have another like weird team in the finals.
You should put some currency on that, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, that's great. I guarantee those odds are crazy.
to win the East.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
that's a great ticket.
Yeah,
I don't think not many people have that, and it's possible. Like
yeah,
it's like a Pacers type of thing. You're right.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, bro, I think there's gonna be some great series, great performances from different players,
Oh yeah.
and when you think about performances, there's so many all time great ones that come to mind. I mean, the list goes on of every year you got that one performer. You mentioned a lot
Hallie.
of yeah, you mentioned Halley. There's a lot of crazy ones
What
that
the
you can
Hallie?
go. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy ones.
Yeah.
What is the best playoff performance that you have witnessed in your lifetime? Don't give me no Michael Jordan 93 because you weren't alive. Give me one that you witnessed, one that you were
Um,
that you experienced.
when you say witness, do you mean like?
You got to experience. You watched it.
Oh,
You
okay.
saw his performance. You didn't just see the stats and saw YouTube clips years later like Jordan and all these other ones,
Yeah.
or Magic Johnson, whatever. One that you witnessed.
Um, can I give you two?
Go.
Cause yeah, yeah. Cause one I witnessed and one I was like too young to witness. I guess I'll just start off with the one that I wasn't old enough to witness. But I think Dwayne Wade in '06 has to be top five all time. I mean, talk about winning a team a championship. You know,
Yeah.
I think the most points. I think the highest average in finals history. I think it was like 33 points per game or something like that.
And he was a baby, bro.
I know it was 30 plus. It was north of 30 plus.
I think it was his second or third year in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, it was '06. So he got drafted in '03. So yeah. Yeah. I gotta go Wade in '06. Um man, I'm just come on, bro. I'm rapping always.
No,
So
that's our guy, bro. I
but
get that.
but I'm gonna go with someone that did not win a championship. And I'm gonna go with the 2018 LeBron James.
Damn.
Yeah, I just think you're probably like Dax, like, why don't you pick like when he won with the Heat or 2016? We're talking about individual performances, right? We're not talking about teams. That's the most complete I've seen LeBron. It's the most confident I've seen LeBron. It's the most intelligent I've seen LeBron. Someone said that was peak LeBron. I wouldn't argue with them either. But again, you can have that debate about so many different LeBrons.
And I just don't think there's no such thing as a peak LeBron.
That's my point. So what I'm trying to say is what he did with that Cavs team, just the fact that they were able to the finals,
They were garbage, that team.
garbage.
Like really
Like
bad.
they like take out LeBron, and that's a top five pick in the NBA draft.
Bro, I
Like,
think J.R. Smith was the second option that year. And he
yeah, it
was
was
just
either
drunk in that game one, remember? He sold it.
him, bro. It was him, Larry Nance Jr., um, Jeff Green. Was Kevin Love on the team? I don't even know.
No.
No, no, he wasn't. So like, bro, that team was garbage. So the fact that he brought that team to the finals,
No, it was
it's
crazy.
like it's like beyond impressive. And yeah, that game one, that J.R. Smith drunk ass play, when LeBron dropped 51.
So sad.
First of all, yeah, that's enough, bro. LeBron dropped 51 game one, but that's a fun what if, if JR wasn't off the henny. You think no, I swear on my life, bro, I really think it's a different series because that's a away game, bro.
Yeah,
So if they take game one away, that changes the entire momentum of the series.
of course, bro.
And if J.R. Smith understood the clock, who knows? Like, what if? I'm not saying LeBron would have won, but bro, that would have been an interesting series. Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So that's my. Those are my two in terms of like memory.
Okay.
I also want to shout out Giannis because he didn't. Was it 21? 20.
21.
Yeah, bro, that was so special, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm thinking about Dirk 2011 against us. I mean, that's that's a crazy one.
Yo, wait, hold on. Before you talk about yours, bro, I also have to be a biased motherfucker and shout out Jimmy too, though, because Jimmy Butler's playoff performance with us was just historic,
Yeah.
memorable. Like, yeah,
I
shout out
mean,
Jimmy.
he carried a mid team, let's be honest. We were just a bunch of scrappy players and he, you know,
I'm not gonna say we were mid, bro. Like, our
without Jimmy Butler, we were probably not even a playoff team.
no, we're a playoff team. We're probably like
Playing,
playing.
if
Yeah,
that. We're losing the first round
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
We're not good at all. And he carried us dropping 50. He was dropping 50, bro.
I hate to say it, but that's where we are now.
Yeah. First round. We didn't even make the playoffs. We lost in the play-in.
We're the same team without Jimmy.
That's the point.
No,
But the best playoff performance that I have witnessed in my lifetime was without a doubt 2016 LeBron James. Not even a question. He didn't just win a title. I think he changed the landscape of basketball. You orchestrated the first ever 3-1 comeback in the game, which is, when you're up 3-1 in a
in the
series,
finals.
in the finals, when you're up 3-1 in the finals or any series, you're getting ready to go. You're getting ready to win it all and just move on.
Your bags are packed. Yeah.
And he did it against the best record of all time, arguably the best team of all time, the 73 win Golden State Warriors. They're widely considered the greatest team of all time. I mean, if you have the best record ever, it's got to be that way. And I
And
got
maybe
some
and maybe even the best MVP ever.
Steph Curry, unanimous,
Yeah, bro.
a
Four
unanimous
hundred
MVP.
and two threes in a season.
Yeah,
Yo,
but I got some stats for you. When
okay,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
down 3-1, Game 5 on the road, down 3-1, drops 41, 16 rebounds, silenced Oracle. Game 6 goes back to Cleveland, another 41 points, 11 assists.
That's the one that him and Kyrie both have 41, I think. Right? Right, tripping.
I think so. Yes, that
Yeah.
was the one. And that was the game that he swatted the shit out of Curry, gave him that smirk. And then
No, when he was where he was like, get that. Remember he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's when he tied up the series 3-3. And then game 7, I mean, drops a triple double, 27, 11, 11, and with the block on Iggy, which many consider one of the greatest plays in the history of the game. And he led both teams in every major statistical category for the entire series. He led both teams in points, 29.7 points per game, rebounds, 11.3 rebounds per game, assists, 8.9 assists per game, steals and blocks. He led both teams in it. And you have all these iconic plays. I just think it's one of the best performances of all time. And to come down 3-1, bro, you got to be a leader. It takes grit, it takes balls. So for me, that's without a doubt the best performance I've witnessed in my
Yeah,
lifetime.
yeah, bro. I mean, if you want to talk about performances, bro, yeah, it's hard to beat that. I think I mean, you want to talk about rings?
We'll talk about that later. We got that coming up.
No, man, we gotta talk about that now.
You want to jump to that right now?
Have to.
All right, let's
Have
go.
to, bro.
Let's go. You want
I think that's the greatest ring in NBA history. The
2016?
2016 Cavs, yeah. Like I can't even yeah, like what?
Yeah.
That's the best team of all time losing 3-1. You know? It's I mean, are they the best team of all time because they lost, like it's just it's fairy tale shit, you
Yeah.
know?
What else? Who else you got
I
in
just
your?
can't wait to see that documentary, bro, that LeBron doc. Bro, that 2016 part is just gonna just that series alone,
There's so many parts, bro. But that one, yeah.
like him texting the group chat, like when they're down 3-1, like bro, like if anyone thinks it's over, like just leave the group chat. Like Like bro, like he was actually like red, bro. He was a different level of dialed, bro. Like that's the greatest ring of all time.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Oh my god, and that Kyrie shot, bro. I can go on and on, but whatever. Um, if I were to give you like a top three rings of all time, that's one. I think two is the '04 Pistons.
that's fire. It's a great ring.
Um, I mean, talk about bro, a team with zero superstars, right? Let's say that, and they ended a dynasty in 5 games.
That's crazy, bro. They ended him
Ended embarrassed in 5 games, bro. 4-1.
coming off a three-peat.
Yeah, that's filling them.
Hmm.
That's fucking. That's a different. That's dynasty shit.
Yeah,
And they didn't have one superstar, and they just murked them.
power of friendship, bro.
And no, the truth is though, like jokes aside, it's not even the power of friendship, bro. That ring changed the landscape of the game because it just proved to the basketball world that superstar this, superstar that. At the end of the day, you gotta compile a unit, a team that you know, at least in the defensive end, um, can handle business.
Oh yeah, bro.
So it definitely changed the landscape of the game because everything prior to that was just Phil Jackson, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and LeBron. Sorry, LeBron. Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, Tim Duncan. Like it was just like you had to have Hall of Famers or superstars in general just on your team to win it. And that ring was the first one. I was just like, no. And then I think the second one, which I think will be my third pick, is the 2011 Mavs. I remember around the time, bro, because we were Heat fans, bro, and it was special. That whole fucking super team combo. You remember that?
Of course.
This guy's joining this team, bro. Like NBA sucks now. Super teams, like it's so lame. Like, remember that? It was just like this thing, and Dirk kind of shut that up
Yeah.
in the first season that the decision was made that LeBron was gonna go to the Heat. Everyone was like, "Oh, this sucks. Super team this, super team that." Bro, Dirk said, "You know what? I have vets on my team, dog. I'm gonna lead fucking a vet squad right past the heavily fucking favored super team, you know." And it's just one of those other references that, bro, superstardom is great, but that doesn't mean you're gonna win it all, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I think he kind of proved, or that team proved, that a balanced and team oriented roster with like crazy depth could could do that. And then I think also that ring solidified Dirk as a Hall of Famer. So that's why I would put it top three.
No, yeah. So yeah, I agree. Um, my top three rings in NBA history. I gotta agree with you. I already touched on it a little bit. 2016 Cleveland, an impossible comeback. I want to touch on some things I didn't mention. The turning point in that series was Draymond Green's Game 5 suspension. I think that gave Cleveland life, bro. Draymond was on LeBron's ass, and Draymond, from a defensive standpoint, you want to talk about one of the best defensive players ever. He's there, and him being out for the next game is big. So I think that changed the momentum in that series. And yeah, like you said, LeBron and Kyrie both dropped 41 in that same game, following it. And then yeah, bro, Game 7, you have two of the most iconic plays in the history of the sport with the block by LeBron and the shot by Kyrie. And bro, I think the impact that it did for LeBron, I think it vaulted him directly into the GOAT combo, bro. Because I think Jordan had the edge on him. And 2016 was when, that ring gave people the argument to say that he's better than Jordan. Now, I'm not gonna get into who's better, but it gave people the argument. My second, I got the 2011 Mavericks, like you. Well, you have them three, I have them two. Um, they took down a true villain at the time, the Heatles. Um, and yeah, like you said, in the super team era. And bro, don't forget that the '06 finals was against Dirk. So he got his revenge on them,
Hmm.
and I think that was big. It was big for him. And don't forget, bro, that ring is really big because of who he had to overcome. He had to beat the back-to-back champs in the Lakers, Kobe's Lakers in '09 and '10, back-to-back. He took them down, then beats that young OKC trio with Durant, Harden, and Russ, and they were legit.
Oh yeah.
I think, well, Durant won the MVP the next year, but bro, he took down two big teams, and then obviously to take down the Heat in the end is massive.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know if you know about this, but in Game 4, Dirk played through 101-degree fever to lead a fourth quarter comeback and tie the series.
Yeah.
Which and that comes from the heart, bro. That to win a game like that, it's not just showing up; it's wanting another
Hmm.
level of wanting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
Nah, and
it's guts.
Wade and LeBron mocking him and shit. Nah, but he was just like, "Fuck that, bro."
Yeah,
Bro, I can't even lie. I loved Dirk.
love them.
Like even as a Heat fan, it was just his game was just different.
Yeah, very different, 101 style player.
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't think I'm
And
trying to think of someone like right now off the top of him, and I can't really think about it.
no, it's not. And you said it cemented him as a Hall of Famer. I'll go even further. I think it cemented him as a top 25 player ever. Um,
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
proved that star depth and chemistry could be just raw star power. We were just star power, and he was just straight up chemistry and ball, bro.
Yeah.
And it was cool. And then my
I agree because I think he was within that like greats like Steve Nash like tier, but that put him in like the Garnett tier or the fucking KD tier, you know, like
Barkley,
yeah, yeah,
Malone, like those guys.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Jokic, you know. So like
I think Jokic just passed then, bro.
yeah, but I'm just saying like the fact that they won a ring and it was an impressive ring, like I don't know.
Yeah. And then my last best ring, my third place, I'm going 2019 Toronto.
Yeah.
They had to take down. I know everybody says 2016 Warriors was the best, but that 2019 team was deep. I mean, it was the Kevin Durant era Warriors
With Boogie.
seeking a three-peat at the time because they had
Yeah.
won 17 and 18. And bro, even though they had some injuries with KD and Clay, bro, they were still the most feared dynasty arguably ever outside the Bulls. So that was crazy. The stakes, a Canadian team in any sport, in hockey, basketball, they hadn't won in forever.
Yeah.
And the fact that they could reach the finals was crazy. And I gotta give credit to the Raptors front office because that was one of the coldest trades in the history of sports and the way it paid off, bro. I mean, and that team was support. He had a good support around him. He had Siakam, Van Vliet, Danny
Good.
Green. He had good role
Ibaka.
players. Ibaka, bro. And I think that trade right there, boom, you win it. It was fucking badass trade by the front office.
Nah, Siakam was playing out of his fucking mind.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
fuck
my
yeah.
god, bro. That was one
Yeah.
of the best. You can argue that's like a top five like co-performance in the finals history
Yeah.
for sure.
You want to
Just
talk
like a
about
Pippen, like it was
like
like
a Pippen, yeah.
yeah,
And you want to talk about a player you can trust in the clutch like we were earlier? Siakam's one of those guys, bro. Even last year with the Pacers, he was fucking showing up and it mattered.
yeah.
Um,
Those cold guys win the series always.
yeah. So that's
You
that's
know,
what it takes in the playoffs, bro.
Wade, Pippen, like those are the guys that win it. Jalen Williams, like
Yeah.
bro, those are the guys that
You need a
are the
good
key.
Robin.
So it is.
But keep continuing on the Raptors topic, bro. They had their backs against the ropes twice. They survived the shot with Kawhi's that four bouncer against Philly, the iconic Joel Embiid crying meme. Just and I don't know if remember this, but they came back down 0-2 against Giannis when he in its MVP year against the Bucks. So surviving those two series and then taking on the Warriors is fucking crazy.
Yeah, bro, that road to the finals was impressive too. Yeah.
And Kawhi averaged 30 and a half points per game. And I think, bro, that what that did for his legacy, he became a hired assassin legend, bro. That's what it was. He was a James Bond hired assassin in that for that year.
I like that.
He got hired for a year, win us the ring, and let's fucking keep going. That's it. And then he left. He was a hired assassin, bro. And winning a Finals MVP on two different teams in two different conferences solidified him as a Hall of Famer right there.
And
So
bro, I just want to like remind people that the Raptors were like top 3. Could be wrong, maybe a first seed when they had, you know, DeRozan, and when they had Kyle Lowry. Pretty sure they were 1 seed at 1 year, but for sure top 3 like consistently.
yeah,
Um, and then bro, that trade, bro, that DeRozan trade was fucking crazy. At the time, I don't know if you remember that.
all right. So we were talking about like legacies and rings and all this. So let's stay on that track. Whose legacy changes the most this playoffs? Who has the most to gain? Who has the most to lose? Give me the positive and the negative.
You have 2 players.
Yeah. Whose legacy changes the most?
What if I said I have 1?
That's fine. Give me one. Whose legacy changes the most? What do you got? Positive?
No, no, I have 1 player for for like both.
Well, yeah, whatever happens, in other words. This
Yeah,
legacy
yeah,
has the most impact.
right. And it's Tatum.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. So I think Tatum winning a ring this year, that changes the trajectory of the way we see him. The 2-time champion now. Now you're entering conversations that are uncomfortable. We're talking about like top 40, top 30, 2-time NBA champion, brother. How many people have that?
He wasn't the Finals MVP for the first one. Let me tell you. Remember,
I'm
let me
just
remind you.
saying. I'm just saying, brother. So if you're a 2-time champion
There's a lot of guys who are
and you're
two-time
the
champions.
guy of the team,
Is he though? That's the question. That's why I mentioned Finals MVP.
well, yeah, I guess that is a question. I'm just letting you know, bro, that his legacy is very fucking different if he wins this year. Like, very different. Like, you can say Jokic, okay, like, yeah, he's already an all-time great, you know? Or Shea, I mean, yeah, 2, I mean, back-to-back, cool. Brother, Tatum winning 2, it's like, that's a different level of conversation that we have to discuss.
But I think he'd have to win the Finals MVP. Because I will tell you my personal opinion on Jason Tatum. I think he's a system guy, bro. I think he's a good player. I don't think the rings credit to who he is as a player. Bro, look at the Celtics when they won. That team was he didn't even win the Finals MVP. That
I
team
think
was
the
loaded.
fact, no, first of all, I completely disagree with you. I don't think he's a system guy at all. Sure, he went to Duke. Sure, he's in the Celtics. But that motherfucker knows to play basketball
I
at
agree.
an insane level. I'm not gonna ever say he's a system guy.
I think his
However, I want to add to this conversation. I want to start like a little debate. Now, I'm not saying that you have to disagree or not, but I think that the Finals MVP, World Series MVP, Super Bowl MVP, it's the most overrated bullshit ever.
not the Finals MVP.
Hold on, hold on. I understand the award and why it's prestigious because, brother, that's a big fucking moment, and you showed up. So I understand it. However, bro, there are guys that don't have Finals MVPs or World Series MVPs, and there are guys, that fucking. I mean, let's just use baseball for example. I mean, Ohtani, right? You're telling me he didn't help that team go to the World Series? You're fucking with me.
I agree, but I
So
will
look,
tell
hold
you
on,
this
hold on.
though.
Wait, hold on. All I'm trying to say though is that yes, while Tatum doesn't have a Finals MVP, and that doesn't diminish like just because he wasn't the best performer on his team that series. Like what now? He's just like that ring is kind of less relevant. Like what? No. So I'm gonna I get your disliking towards Tatum because I I fucking hate him too. But at the end of the day, bro, like I gotta give credit where credit's due, and I think discrediting him for not winning a Finals MVP is, I think, is more honor.
Okay. Well, let me tell you my half of the story. I will say that what you said about Otani and World Series MVP and Super Bowl MVP is valid. In a World Series atmosphere, you have 9 players on the field at one time. So if you're giving the MVP to one player, I get it. Like it's fine. It doesn't mean that other people didn't show up. Super Bowl, you have multiple players at different times. It's like 20 guys in total playing. I mean, it's very different award. In the NBA Finals, you got 5 guys at the court at once, and when you're the best at the player on the team and you're helping your team win, you're gonna win that award. That's how it works. The best player on the floor usually wins that award in the NBA. That's how it works. MLB, you'll get your Steve Pierce.
So
You'll get your Jeremy Pena's. They just
so
got hot at the right time.
so Curry, like, bro, one in what, four?
Yeah, that was a big tarnish on his career. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was a big stain on his career. Everybody was like, dude, he needs the Finals MVP, and then he got it in 22. So yeah, I think that's even more to my point because people were giving him shit for it. And at the end of the day, Curry's, he lost 2 to Durant. That's totally acceptable. The one that everybody was contemplating was Iggy in 2015. But whatever. Point is, dude, Tatum, is he a great basketball player? Yes, 100%. But does another ring add value to his legacy? Yeah, I agree, but I think he needs the Finals MVP. I think if they win and Jalen wins the MVP, Jalen Brown wins the MVP, or somebody else, I don't think my opinion on him changes that much. I don't. So I love your pick, I do, but I gotta say he needs the MVP with it.
I'm not even done though, because I'm talking about why I would tarnish his career.
Okay.
So I think a second ring, brings an incredible resume, right, to a future Hall of Famer. Now, the reason why I think it tarnishes his career, I mean, let's just start off by saying the Celtics, I think, are the best team in the East, right? I think they're the most well-rounded team in the East,
Mm-hmm.
best coached, most well-rounded. Remember, they just been there, they've won it before, and that's the right system to be in, like, if you're in the playoffs. Um, so not only is it heartbreaking if you lose to, what is it, the Sixers, or next round, what, maybe the Knicks again. Like, if you lose the Knicks again, it's like, damn, like, now it's getting embarrassing.
Yeah.
So just for me, it's the trajectory of the playoffs, like the way it's formatted. But for me, the most important thing is the number one option thing, because that's been a big debate this season with Jalen Brown, and I think with Tatum, if he underperforms, I mean, it's gonna be some weird combos about him. Is he the man? So that's why I think he has. That's why I asked, two players or one, because I think he's the answer to both. I think he's the guy that has the most to gain and the most to lose.
Yeah.
Obviously, look, there are guys that have never won a ring, so I can obviously say, guys like James Harden, guys like D Mitch, but man, Tatum, man, that thing that adds to his legacy, like, because I think Harden, and at least Harden is already respected and within the basketball world, So I think I'll leave it there.
Okay. So for me, whose legacy changes the most? I did 2 different ones. Who has the most to lose and who has the most to gain? I think the player who has the most to lose in this playoff run is Donovan Mitchell. He's been a top 5 seed in the playoffs 6 times in his 9 seasons, in his 9-year career. He 3 times with Utah, 3 times with Cleveland. And if he fails to miss the conference finals again, I think he's gonna go down as a regular season merchant. I just think that's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And he's a phenomenal player. I love him. But I think he was on a 1 seed with Utah. He's been a top 3 seed with Cleveland, like I think twice already. but he just can't get over the hump. He can't win. He doesn't win when it matters. And he's had the team. I don't want to hear the bullshit that oh, he doesn't have the team. No, no, no. He's had the team multiple times. All I'm asking is make it to a conference championship. He has an easy route this year. He has to beat either Detroit or Orlando in the second round, and he has Raptors first round. That's all he needs to get through. If he cannot do that, I think his legacy, like I said, will be very, very stained, and he'll go down as a regular season merchant. So who has the most to lose? I think it's D. Mitch.
Do you know why Donovan Mitchell's never played in a conference final?
Why?
Because he didn't join the Heat. That was our guy, bro. I promise you that there's another world, another reality where Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, and Bam are carrying the Larry O'Brien trophy. I already see it. I don't know who's at fault. Pat Riley. I don't know whose fault is it, but I know for a fact that guy would have been to the conference finals. That motherfucker would have been in the finals if he would have went to Miami Heat. He was a Heat guy for sure, and yeah, that's it's one of those that hurts
Yeah.
even more than the Dames and the KDs. I think he was the guy that right after we lost the finals, that was the pickup we should have got.
Yeah. And I think the player who has the most to gain. There was two guys I was between. I'm gonna mention them both, but I'll start with Jalen Brunson, and I'm gonna tell you why. Jalen Brunson is a player who I love him, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he will never win an MVP in this league. He just won't.
100%.
And I think he is, if not one of the most underrated player in the sport. And he's been the beacon of hope for New York for a couple years now, and they love him, and he's very loved. And if he finds a way to take his team to the finals and win it, he will solidify himself as a Hall of Famer. He'll solidify himself as one of the best players in the NBA and one of the best point guards of all time. It'll be that drastic of a jump because his career and his legacy is reliant and dependent on him winning a ring because he will not win an MVP. So I think he will. He is one of the players that his legacy can change the most in this playoff run. You know,
It's kind of a Dirk situation. I'm not
well, at least
saying
Dirk has an MVP.
yeah, I'm not saying he's as great as Dirk. I'm not.
I think it's a Wade. I think it's a Dwayne Wade
I'm
situation.
not gonna say he's as great as Wade either. But
Neither am
yes,
I.
yes. Okay, but hold on. The reason why I bring it up is because those guys, those guys are like, I mean, Dirk won MVP, but at least Wade, like or Harden, like those guys were or Harden. Harden won one. You know what I'm saying?
Dame Lillard,
Dame Lillard. You got Wade,
Iverson.
Iverson, like
Oh, no,
so
Iverson
many,
never
so
won.
many.
Yeah,
But there's so many guys that are just so good. They just have never won MVP,
yeah,
and it's because of those aliens, like the Jokic's or the Jordans or the LeBrons, and
yeah.
I mean, you look at Kobe's career, he had one MVP. You look at KD's career, and you had one MVP. It's because, bro, the NBA is a league of monsters, and there happens to be normally when MVP is won, it's won by a guy that has multiple. That's the unfortunate way that the league is. So
Not all the time though.
I'm just telling, bro. I mean, think about it. How many MVPs in the last 20 years have one MVP except for KD?
What do you mean? How many have won a ring? You're saying?
MVPs.
How many MVPs have won? No, how many MVPs have won a ring?
How many MVPs have won one MVP instead of multiple?
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. Embiid. You said Embiid.
No, I didn't say Embiid, but yeah,
Embiid's
Embiid,
one.
Embiid's one of them. So yeah, like, bro, it's what, like two or like
KG.
that's
Kobe.
that's my point. That it's just, bro, this league is just it's hard to win MVP. So
But whatever. I think he has the most to gain. I think a second place for that, someone who their legacy changes in a big, big way this playoff run is Wemby. I think he emerges from all this. Oh, he's the future. To no, I'm here, motherfucker. I'm the present. Like I'm the best player in the league, and I genuinely believe with a finals appearance, Wemby becomes the best player in basketball. Number one best player in the game. Just makes the finals because that means he'd have to beat Shea and beat Jokic.
Appearance?
Just the appearance. Winning it cements it. Showing up to the NBA Finals, Wemby becomes the best player in the NBA.
Yes, yes, because he has to beat Jokic
Shay.
and Shea. Yeah.
And I think you can already have the combo, but whatever. As far as who has the most to lose, I said D Mitch, most to gain, Brunson and Wemby. But that's a good segue into our final segment. Or no, not our final. Well, yeah, our final segment, right?
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
What do we got a three-headed dragon race this year. We got Shea, we got Wemby, we got Jokic. It's one of the best races of all time. It's one of the best races we've seen in a long time. And it's one of those years that you can genuinely give it to any of the three and it's respectable.
This is one of the best MVP races of all time in any sport. The reason why it's because it's not 3, it's 5.
Arguably.
Luka Doncic, what he did this year, like, um, the year's 2026, guys. Look at his stats. How are we not considering this guy for MVP? Like, the fact that we're not even talking about him as a nominee, like, the guy averaged 33 points per game, bro. Like, what are
That's
we
crazy.
like, this is a different level of MVP race, bro.
That's bro,
Bro,
33 points per game is an auto top three candidate
no,
any
no,
other
no, no,
year.
no. Luka's year this year is locked to win in 2006. Locked. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. And it's 33 and a half. So if we want to round up, it's 34.
Yeah. So you want to extend that conversation about legends that have never won an MVP? Brother, will Luka Doncic will MVP?
The
Will
Don.
he ever win MVP? The fact that he may never though is just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy conversation, but whatever.
But he can. He can.
The point of the topic is that the MVP race is so great is because it's not even just three people.
Yeah. Who's the fifth?
Um, Cade Cunningham is someone that not that he would win, but any other year could be a good nominee. Very good nominee. I mean, the guy has insane numbers. First seed in the fucking East.
Dude, that's true, bro.
Just that alone is just crazy.
Yeah.
So this MVP race is really, really insane. Um, if it were if it were baseball, if we had two MVPs and we separated by league, we have Cade Cunningham winning the East.
Yeah.
I think he was the most valuable player in the East this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
So and then the West is just it's a four-headed dragon, you know? But let's talk about the three that are going to be considered, and that's Jokic, SGA, and Wemby. I'm gonna start off with Wemby because I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you just said. I think Wemby, as I said earlier, could be the greatest defensive player of all time. I think he has GOAT potential. Considering his age, guy was born in 04, so he's what 21.
22.
Yeah,
26.
whatever, dude. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's nuts.
his trajectory could be in the GOAT conversation. I really believe that he looks like a 2K build player, like just
Not even, bro.
7 feet shooter mode. Like I'm trying to think of what he can do on the court, and it's just insane. And the fact that this is just the beginning is the scariest part. Which is why I'm telling you right now, I think this is just the beginning for him. I don't think this is his year. I think his time will come, even for a ring. Um, I think he'll win a ring one day. I think he'll win MVP one day. I just don't think neither will happen this year.
So for each of these guys, they each have their case. Wemby's case is that he's the only candidate in the race who is simultaneously in the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year combo, and he's locked to win Defensive Player of the Year. It seems. Um, his numbers: he's averaging 25 points per game, 11 and a half rebounds per game, 3 blocks per game, and the craziest thing that people aren't talking about is that he's only averaging 29 minutes per game. He's on a minute restriction due to his early season injury, which makes these numbers even more jaw dropping, bro. This is like nuts. Because
Yeah.
if he was averaging 30 plus points per game. Who knows? He's probably averaging close to 30 points per game. He led the league with 197 blocks, making him the third player ever to lead the NBA in blocks per game in 3 straight seasons,
It's absurd.
joining Matumbo and Marcus Camby. So, bro, I think Wemby, in my opinion, I'm big on defense. He's my winner. He led that team to the second seed in the toughest conference in the sport. And he's the best defender in the league by far. And offensively, I don't have to tell you his impact. But Wemby, Wemby's different. He's generational,
Yeah,
and he'll have many of these by the time it's all said and done.
yeah. And
But
then the next guy is Nikola Jokic.
I mean, bro, his case is just the fact that he's averaging a triple double. And his numbers are even better than his MVP year. He's averaging 27.7, 13 rebounds a game, and 10.7 assists per game. He's a 3-time MVP, and this is the first time in the history of the sport that a player leads the league in both assists and rebounds in the same season, bro. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, he's my MVP. Right, let me just start there. Um, I don't know how the hell we can just like null the fact that this guy's an alien, because that's what's going on right now, and I'm getting a little mad
Yeah,
because we want to see a different guy win it. We want to see a different guy win it.
it's bullshit, dude.
Nah, bro. This is like Barry Bonds level shit. The MLB didn't give the MVP or someone else. No, this is dominance, bro. This is you said it yourself, bro. No one's ever led the league in rebounds and assists. How does someone do that and not win the MVP?
Hey, if this was any other year, this is a runaway, bro. Like this is not even this is a unanimous MVP.
I just like, bro. This should low key be a sixth MVP because in 2023,
The Embiid year.
yeah. Hold on. So, bro, I'm looking at 2023 right now. This is absurd. When Embiid won, yeah, he had 33 points averaging, but Jokic
Oh,
was averaging a
2020.
triple double, and that's when they won the fucking championship. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but he should have won that year over Embiid.
Yeah.
Then you look at 20 last year, right? I mean, yeah, look, don't get me wrong. This guy's great. Shea's great. But brother, Nikola Jokic, I mean, I think he should have won it again. I get it. There was a guy averaging 32.7. But brother, Jokic was averaging 32. Not 32, but 30.
Yeah.
And then also 17.7 rebounds a game and 10 assists per game. So he was averaging a fucking triple double last year with basically 30 point triple double.
Yeah.
And he didn't win MVP. So yeah, I'm gonna say right now he's a 3-time MVP champ, but I think he has six in my eyes. Or this year it should be his sixth. So I think this is like one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Someone said this is the best basketball player ever. I'm not gonna argue them. Um, so that's my MVP. And then there's Shea. And then Shea's the guy who's gonna win it. He's the guy that's gonna win it. He's gonna go back to back. I think he's gonna go back to back with the finals.
His
Um,
case is that he's just the best player on the best team, and he's the clutchest player in the league this year.
and he's the best scorer in the league. He's the most efficient scorer in the league.
Efficient, probably.
Yeah, bro, that guy doesn't play the fourth quarter. His team doesn't even allow him to play the fourth quarter because it's just blowouts.
He shot 55% from the field this year, bro.
Yeah, but the reason why, like, wait, this isn't the reason why. Because even if he did play every game of the year, I think I would still give it to Jokic. But and I'm not trying to discredit him at all, but like, bro, I think his team would still be first seed.
Bro, he missed a lot of time.
I genuinely think his team would probably still be first seed without him.
Yeah, for sure. They beat,
So that's
dude,
why like I get the whole like, oh, Nuggets aren't as high of a seed as them, and you know like they people consider seeding the MVP, but like bro, this is like I don't know. I don't think it really correlates for this year's because I genuinely think the Thunder are that good. I genuinely think they don't. I think they need him to win it all. But I don't think they need him to like be a high seeding team in the West.
dude, there were games that he was not playing against the Nuggets, and they were still favored. Nuggets fully healthy.
It's crazy.
So that's why I will give him credit though. The one area that makes me want to give him this award is how clutch he was.
Yeah,
He averaged 6.5 clutch points per game this season, the most by any player since play-by-play tracking data began in '97. It's impressive, bro. So stuff like that makes me, it gives you credibility in my eyes, bro.
for sure.
But and defensively, the guy's great. He's one of the best defensive seasons he's had. He'll probably be an all defense team, but it's hard for me to pick any out of these three because they all have valid cases. It's honestly anybody. It's up to your own judgment. For me, I throw Wemby. It's my opinion because I value defense. I value what he's done to this team, and the minutes restrictions crazy. That when I was doing research into this, I was like, wow, it opened my eyes.
Yeah,
But it's anybody's award. I'm happy with either one, to be honest with you.
yeah. But yeah, I was trying to think like if you were to get rid of all three of them from their individual teams, how would you rank those teams, or like how good would they be?
Thunder would be the best team for sure,
For sure, I
without a
agree.
doubt.
Yeah,
Um, I think Spurs would be the worst. I think so. It's tough though because I could see a Nug. I think the Nuggets still have Jamal Murray. They still have Tim Hardaway 6 man of the year candidate. I don't know. I think the Nuggets are still have always been scrappy, but they've always had Jokic. It's hard to even see that team without him. But I've seen the Spurs without Wemby, and it's not pretty, bro. It's not.
yeah,
That's why I value Wemby big time. I don't like that whole thing that his time will come. I think his time is now, bro. From a MVP standpoint and from a winning a chip standpoint, he's 22 and it can happen right now, both.
yeah. What if
Which
I said if Luka wasn't on the Lakers, they'd be like a 500 team?
I disagree with you.
Now they'd be 500, but they'd be like the Heat. They'd be playing,
Yeah, I'd agree.
yeah, like close to 500 team. Yeah,
It's just, bro, when LeBron gets in that the main character role, it's different, bro.
yeah,
I don't know if he can last all year with it, but
yeah. That's the only thing. I don't know if he would have done the whole regular season like that. I don't know,
yeah,
but dude, this I don't know. I'm really excited for this playoffs, bro. And yeah, I mean, dude, I'm even excited for this MVP race, bro. I mean, this is a great MVP race. Like such a honestly, shout out the NBA. Shout out the fucking NBA because I think it was scaring me for a little bit. You know, I think it was scaring me, and I think the partnership with NBC this year to restart the partnership with NBC took them to a whole new level. Their viewership right now is through the roof. Every team has a dog to watch. Um, as we mentioned in the beginning of the episode, I mean, every team is in this playoff run is a really good team. I don't think there's a shitty team in this playoff run. So I think the NBA is back, bro.
yeah.
I really think it's back. And I don't know, bro. The season's been a really weird, but like weirdly awesome season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a good one.
Let's hope it's not LeBron's last. But we thank you guys for watching, and we'll definitely catch you next time.